son, victorious run, rushing for the touchdown, 2-point conversion. We not kicking, we philosophizing with pole politicking. The DJ, period, point blank. The choice ain't too difficult when we do what the mother folks can't. In the paint, we going hard, cause we gotta be. Draft pick, lottery, flow, sacred geometry. That's right, the people do so much talking. They close their mouth when they hear grown-ups talking. I showed up often doing more of the work. It's 4 eyes, now who you with? Well, spoiler alert, it's just 2 black brothers on the microphone. Get live for the interview. It's just 2 black brothers on the microphone. They might teach you a thing or two. It's just 2 black brothers on the microphone. Tell them if your baby mom asks. It's just 2 black brothers on the microphone with a motherfucking podcast.
Welcome to the Just 2 Black Brothers podcast. I'm DJ Perry. That's my brother. We joined by the lovely Ladi Miz. Shout out. How you doing? Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. How y'all doing tonight?
You good? Surviving.
That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what we doing. All right, so let's just get started. Let everybody know where you from, where you representing, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so what's good, people? My name is Ladi Miz, and I am from upstate New York, the 845 area. I'm an independent artist, author, songwriter, entrepreneur, and now a promoter.
Okay. What you promoting?
I do shows with artists.
Oh, okay, upstate.
Yes.
Okay, I'm in Brooklyn, Poe, and San Diego. So shout out upstate.
I mean, well, we do that too.
Let's do it. But so how'd you get started in hip hop?
Well, I mean, I was rapping ever since I was like 11 years old. I started writing my rhymes back then, and from there, just progressing and working with other people and stuff like that. So that's pretty much how it started. Just really listening to, Slick Rick, Dougie Fresh, and stuff like that. And then I just started writing my own rhymes to the songs that I was listening to from other artists.
You remember the first song you wrote? Everybody always remember the first song they wrote. I remember mine, so...
Nah, I don't remember the words. I just remember the moment.
That's what's up. And besides the artists you listed, who are some other influences you had coming up?
I would say a lot. It's so many. I could go on for days, but Queen Latifah, MC Light, Salt and Pepper, Rakim, Kool G Rap, LL... I mean, KRS-One, all the,
all the OGs, all the legends.
Absolutely.
All right, for sure.
You have a podcast too?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, I didn't even mention that. Sorry about that. I got a podcast, From the Ground Up Productions. I interview independent artists, and I also interview some mainstream artists as well, business owners, entrepreneurs, and authors, etc. So yeah, that's definitely one of my main focuses right now is my podcast. I'm working on my network on Roku. We're building that right now, so I'm gonna be bringing that over to the Roku. But yeah, so that's my number one thing. So with the music, I still do that, but that's not at the top of my list. But I'm working on a compilation right now with some other artists. So the Freedom Joint, I think y'all got that. That's one of the songs that's on the compilation, and I got like about 6 other artists that's on this compilation. One from Atlanta. Shout out to Cash on Able, Poppy Fortune, Soraya Alexis, Ian95, myself, Double R, and Mason. So those are the artists that I'm gonna have on there, and that's what we're working on right now.
Yeah, who's some of the rappers you had on your podcast?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Who's some of the rappers you had on your podcast?
I had MC Shan. I had Oh boy, from 357.
Oh yeah, I fool with them. Yeah.
I had Greg Nice from Nice and Smooth. High Five. I don't know if y'all remember High Five.
That's a singing group. Singing group, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
High Five.
I was just listening to you remember Tony Thompson had a single solo CD. I was listening to that yesterday. Yeah, it was
High Five.
Yeah, it's called Sexation, and it was Tony Thompson, like the lead singer. He dropped a solo album by himself in '95, but everybody was on it. Like Mary J. Blige was on it, Faith, Joe. It was like he did a Stevie Wonder song. Missy was on it. Queen. Yeah, everybody on it. That CD sounds so good. I just found out about it yesterday, so it's funny you said him. But I didn't know he passed away either. I was like, man, he passed away.
Yeah, yes, he did. We spoke about that also on, when I interviewed him. Trust. I interviewed Trust from High Five. I interviewed Buddy from Intro, the group Intro.
Oh yeah.
Who else? Stevie D from the Force MDs.
Okay.
And a few different people, and I got a few more also coming up. Can't remember everybody off the top of my head, but that's a few. So I read Legends.
I just want to see who you was gonna say. That's good.
Yeah, that's a good list.
Yeah.
Who was your
shout out to Doug Oliver, who Doug Oliver and Jeff and MJ. Special Ed. I forgot. I interviewed Special Ed.
Yeah.
On there as well. Yeah. So, I want to shout out them because they definitely be coming through with the interviews and connecting me. So big shout out to Doug Oliver, big shout out to MJ, and big shout out to Jeff, BTP Media.
Shout out. Look, we like when we have podcasters on or people in that line, I usually ask them like who like, and it's not discrediting anybody, but who was your favorite interview? Which one was the favorite one? Which one was a memorable one for you?
I'm gonna be honest. It's because somebody asked me that the last interview I had, and it's hard to really say because I think everybody is great, even down to my independent artists. Like, because people sleeping on them, but sometimes they be like the dopest too. Because you get the real, and I'm not saying that nobody else ain't real, so let me correct that.
No, it's not even. It's not even that.
We know what you mean.
We know what you mean with that. I'm talking like we've had some ones where you be like, and it don't even matter. Like you said, it don't matter if you're independent or you somebody that been in the game for a minute. Some people just dry.
Right. So
some people like.
I think that some of the people that I interviewed, everybody was dope. I would say the most comfortablest one, I would give it to Buddy from Intro. We chopped it up before the interview, so it was like by the time we was recording our show, it was like we had already knew him forever. You know what I mean? So it was just like such a comfortable feeling. I felt like I was talking to a friend. And then when it comes to like the most funniest, like, oh shit, like he's wild for the night, I would give that to MC Shan all day because he don't bite his tongue or nothing, and everything he say is like a movie. So it's like, yo, this dude, he's freaking off the chain. So
yes, and it's like you didn't even ask for some of the information that he be giving stuff. Like you wasn't trying to. Yeah, I like it when they like that too.
Yeah. MC Shan was off the chain. So.
Yeah, I was telling them that MC Shan was saying like he was saying that he supposed to be in the Fresh Prince. But he didn't.
Yes.
Yeah, I was telling them.
Yeah, well, he was originally picked for that role. And we did talk about that too. He was originally picked for that role, but there was some things of why
he didn't get down with.
Yeah. So.
My cousin was supposed to play the he was on you seen the movie Soul?
I didn't see that, but I heard about it. But
he was the main character, and then they swapped him out with Jamie Foxx like right at the end. Hurt his heart, man. Shout out to my little he my big cousin. Actually.
What's going on over there? You 420ing it up?
That's what he do.
I want to ask you about that wine. I want some of that wine. You got CBD wine and some chips you coming out with?
Wine. Yes. And I might be actually switching to the type of wine that I do sell, but I still have a few of those on deck.
Oh yeah.
What chips you making? I heard you making chips too.
Absolutely. That's another thing that I'm working on. A couple of things that I was working on, I was working with other people. I decided to really just do my own thing. So those things are in the making. I got my lawyers working on that right now. So I'm not even going to discuss that, but it will be coming soon and it will be in stores.
What kind of wine you got right now?
Right now, the wine that I have is Evob wine. That's the one that I was dealing with somebody else. I'm not gonna be selling that wine no more, so I don't even promote it anymore.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I got a subscription to Naked Wines. Maybe y'all could look into that.
To Naked Wines?
Yeah, it's a company called Naked Wines. It's like a subscription company. You pay, well, they charge me $40 a month. I let it sit for like 3 months, so I have like $120. Then I just go on the website and I just pick bottles from different winemakers. So they got a lot of independent winemakers that are part of the website. So you select their wines, they box it up and they ship it to the house. It come like the next day too.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, it's called Naked Wine, so y'all can look into something like that. That's a good little avenue right there.
Is white label?
I don't know. You could check I don't know. You might have to check the website for that because I don't really know too much about wines. I just drink them. I stopped drinking the heavy.
He said, "I just drink it."
I stopped drinking the heavy alcohol. I drink wine now. So, but yeah, as far as the podcast, what do you like about it? What don't you like about it?
Well, I love everything about the podcast, so I'll just start there. Me doing that, I decided to kind of branch off into that because for several reasons. One, as an independent artist, I didn't really kind of feel like how certain things or certain people was acting. And here's the thing. The minute I started seeing people feel like they got the control over if you going to do well or not, I had to put that in my own hands. So I'm not looking for no opportunities for nobody. I'm not waiting for nobody to give me shit. You understand? So for me, I'm sorry. I don't know if you can curse on your podcast.
You can, but if
curse on mine.
You can curse.
I'm gonna try to keep it classy because I can't get a little hood, right? But let me stay cordial, right? But so here's the deal. Opportunities. Sometimes people think if they don't give you something or do something for you, that things ain't gonna happen for you. And I am a believer in whatever is meant for me, is going to be. And I also know that it's about the time and effort and hard work that I put into what I want. I'm not afraid to invest in myself. So for me, when I started seeing people moving funny and acting funny, I just started saying, well, you know what? If you're going to act funny, like I need to beg you for something, I'm going to go build my own shit. And ever since, like, for me, that's what it's really about. So my podcast, I'm going to create a platform for me to be able to talk and do what I do, but I'm also going to give that opportunity to other people. So most people know when they come on my show, they know I let them know it's like a second home for them. They could be themselves. They could talk what they want. We're there to support them. And even with mainstream artists, like some people do things for clickbait, right? I don't do that. So if you want to talk about your personal stuff, then that's on you. We could chop it up, right? But at the same time, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to understand and learn about your art. What is it that you do and what is your brand about so that we could promote that? Too many people are focused on everybody's personal business that they forget about the art and the craft. And this is why we got a whole bunch of whack ass people and shit that we hear like, yo, this don't sound like no legit stuff, because people don't care about music or art or whatever that people produce. They just worried about what you eating, who you sleeping with, and who did this, that, and the third. So for my podcast, I love everything about it because we just get to be us all the time, and everybody that come on our platform get the same thing. And I would say there's really nothing that I don't like, but what keeps me going, I was being interviewed from another podcaster, It was called the Blast Podcast. And one of the things that he said, it resonated with me and it stuck with me, was when you don't want to do it. And I'll get to why I'm saying that. Remember why you started in the first place. So that keeps me going. So sometimes there are moments where I don't want to do it because, like, you run into issues. Like we started going from we was doing live shows, then we went from live to pre-recorded because the internet messed up. We can't play people's songs, which I understand, because everybody, if you got your paperwork right and you doing your business right, now they're going to block your stuff. They're going to cut it off. Facebook might shut it down. There's all these licensing issues. So you have problems with playing people's music if they're an artist. So we were running into all these different issues. And I was just like, oh man, like I'm tired of going through this. So let's go to the pre-recorded. But then it's more work into pre-recording. Then there's editing and it's time. And now that the show is taking off, and we don't have to really look for the people no more. The people are coming to us, right? So now now we got to keep up with that on top of trying to build our own network. So us building, and we're in the process of building our own network where we could put people who have music videos. We ain't got to worry about getting shut down. People who have short films or movies and all of that stuff. Just be able to control and own what we do is work. So every time I feel a little bit overwhelmed, I go back to the remember why you started. So that's kind of my story with my podcast. I don't know. Did I answer the question?
Yeah, you did. You did.
How long you been doing it? What year you started?
Oh, listen. So I really started. And when I mean start, meaning like when I really said I'm gonna get serious with it, when the pandemic started, which was a blessing in disguise because I had the name. I did little stuff here and there, but I wasn't consistent. It was like, oh, I pop up. Oh, this is my podcast, y'all. La, 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 la. They won't see me for 3 weeks or 3 months. You know what I'm saying? And then I wasn't really consistent with it. But when when the whole pandemic started, and I'm working, I said, I got a lot to talk. And guess what? Everybody's at home. They're about to hear my voice right now, right? And they're going to hear it every damn week. So from there, I said, I'm going to be serious about this. And I started really liking it. What really made me know that I like to do the talking is because when I was going on other people's shows, I did my first interview for me as an artist. I was on up here. Her name is Moochie845. So I was a little nervous at first. Because it was my real first interview, right? So I was like, oh snap, I don't know what to do. But once I started talking, I was like, oh, this shit is easy, right? You just be yourself. And then when I went on Time to Grind Radio with Big Seven, I co-host with him, and it just was natural for me, right? Some things just become natural. So I just knew that is some things you could tell is meant for you to do because you don't have to work hard at it. It just naturally comes out.
Yeah, we tell a lot of artists that when we interview them and we listen to the music, it's like you can tell when an artist is trying to force and fit in with what's going on right now, right. Or you can just tell when somebody just a naturally a rapper or a singer because it's effortless. It's no effort into it. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So I know exactly what you're talking about, but so look, what you got planned for 2021? I know I with the podcast and the music.
So again, the podcast, we are working on, like I said, the Roku. So taking that to the next level, getting it where people can watch it on their television. That's one of the things that we're moving forward and doing. Also, as far as the music, right now, I got the compilation, like I said, with the other artists. So I'm working on that. I have been presented from 2 people with 2 record deals, but I can't really say one way how that's going to go because how can I put this? I have my own publishing company, okay. Right? And being that I did learn, I don't know everything, but I know enough of the business. I already know that anything presented to me, like I'm just not falling for anything. Just put it like that. I'm going to leave it like that. So it doesn't matter who or where it's coming from. So although there's 2 people that saying they have contracts for me for being signed, it's okay if it works for me and I have to make sacrifices and give up something just so it can open the door for other things. I may do it, but if it's taking too much of ownership, because I'm about ownership, if it's too much of that, trying to take too much of that from me, then I won't do it. Then I'll be an independent artist, and I'm okay with that too, because at the end of the day, it's my stuff and I own it. And again, if it's meant for me, I'm going to get it regardless. It doesn't really make a difference. So that's really my attitude on when it comes to all this stuff. You know, what's meant for me is meant for me, and what's not, it just ain't going to be.
Yeah, I think a lot of artists looking at the independent route anyway. You know, it's like, is that sign thing really? I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of artists have probably done got jerked, and we know a lot of artists that got jerked. But I'm just saying, like, independent might be that wave anyway.
Well, I'll say this. I definitely believe that being independent is the wave. But sometimes being a realist, right, and being realistic, sometimes being an independent artist is not that easy, because record labels, and they might have more money to put behind you to get you to a level that you might not be able to put into yourself. And I understand the business, because I thought I should start a label, right? And now I know I'm gonna keep it 100. If I start a label, I want money too, because anybody that start a label, it's a business, and if you have a business, you got to have a profit. And ain't nobody just putting money out. You understand? For somebody just so you can eat and they can starve. Everybody trying to eat. So I'm not knocking the record labels or anybody at all, because I understand the business aspect of it. And at the end of the day, it's totally up to the artist to know the business and get a good lawyer that got their back when it comes to the contract. If they don't do the research and have a good lawyer, it's their decision if they chose to sign off on that dot, because somebody fed their ego and told them what they wanted to hear and sold them all the fucking dreams, right? And if they did it off of that, then really, whose fault is it in the end? Because you got to do your homework. It's like me going to court asking the freaking DA to hear my story, and like people get tickets and shit, and then they like, yo, but judge, I didn't do. They don't care what you gotta say. The judge is not your lawyer. You know what I mean? So nobody don't care. Like, people have to understand the business part. The DA is not there to defend you, and the judge don't care what you gotta say. Do you know your rights? If you don't, then you're gonna get got, right?
And there's some people out there that's waiting to get you too, huh?
Oh yeah.
And you already know it.
They should. Shit. They feed you off the ignorant. You remember, like, even back in the day, like your uncles or whatever, shit, y'all playing games or something, they gonna text your ass before they teach you how to do it. So
they gonna get you. Speaking of the DA and the judge, you know, they found the cop guilty. Did you talk about that yet on the podcast? Oh, y'all touched on that yet?
No, you know, I didn't even talk. We have like probably 5 or 6 interviews that
y'all pre-record.
We pre-record. Yeah. But I'm gonna probably jump on some lives. But I know everybody's talking about it, and I get that they found them guilty. But yo, I seen a picture that Big Daddy Kane posted, right? It was split.
Yeah, he said he does smile later. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it said, you get the rest of the smile later when you hear the verdict. Because my thing is, sometimes we celebrate too early. And personally, me, when I looked at when they sentenced that man, I said, he don't even look worried.
When they announced the verdict.
I'm sorry. When they announced the verdict, he didn't look worried. To me, I feel like I'm gonna see how this play out.
You already know something.
I said he wasn't worried because he gonna kill himself.
I thought that too. I said he probably like I'm checking out. You know what I'm saying? I said I'm checking out. But I do want to say this because I just feel like, you know what? Why not? One thing that I want to say when it comes to all of this industry, because when you brought up the cop, it made me think about our people, right? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of we got to do better as Black people, because when I'm dealing with the certain things that I'm going through right now in this industry, The only people that's trying to F me over is my own people. And that shit hurt.
It's a fact.
You understand what I'm saying? So all this, sometimes it's so disappointing when I look and I love my people. You understand? But you hear and we hear we're fighting for something and we're fighting for us. But why the hell I got to worry about you, the one that's going to do me dirty, if it's really about us? You understand? So my thing is, I'm just saying, as a people, we just got to do better, because at the end of the day, we don't even value ourselves enough. We don't value. We'll celebrate shit like this with this cop, and then the minute I walk out the door,
you cutting somebody's head off.
You cut that look just like me. That's coming for me too. So I don't know who's worse. Is it the racist cop, the Ku Klux Klan, or them hating ass bitches from across the way? You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't have said that.
Hey, look, no, you good. Hey, look.
Like MC Shan right now. I don't know.
That's some bars right there. You better write that down.
Hey, you better write that down. Put it on your. Put it in the next song.
I don't need to write it down. It's already here.
Hey, look. I always say, look, man. Y'all, you gotta look at yourself in the mirror when at 2 a.m, a white man can walk through the hood and not have to worry about nothing. Let me walk through the same hood at 2 a.m. Somebody gonna press me. What you doing here? What you doing it, nigga? Where you from? I don't know you.
Right.
Hey, nigga, the white man just walked his dog right in front of me.
I'm gonna keep it focused though, because to me it's like, because it's scared. They scared of them. They ain't scared of you. They scared of them. They ain't scared of you.
Right. Right.
Yep.
And that's that control mind, Negro mind type of thing. Like, yo, why? And I say that all the time. Like, yo, we should be able to go to any hood. And I, as a black woman,
right,
go to any hood and feel safe, because I know, listen, they got my back.
Right.
Billy and Tom can roll through any neighborhood and hey, Billy, they welcome them. They all cool, but we can't go to. It got to be from over here. I'm from over here. Because we so separated, like we got so many issues. So this thing with this cop, yes, I'm happy we that he got the verdict was read and they said guilty for all of them. But trust me, we still got a long way to go besides them with us as a people.
That's a
because
fact.
My problem
that's a fact.
Ain't coming too much from them. It's coming from my own.
So
yeah, let's work on that. Let's talk about that.
I remember I interviewed I want to say Osby, but he was like saying, because he lived in the jungle. Then I was asking about Nipsey Hussle. Then he was like, yeah, we didn't really get along because he was in a different gang and he was down the street. I was like, damn, man, he was down the street from you and you beefing like that? Yeah. I was like, that's crazy. Like,
and the funny part about it was Nip wasn't even probably tripping off that shit. Yeah,
I'm like, we like, for real, like, we down the street with somebody, that's like your family. That's not that shouldn't be no rival gang down the street.
There
like,
you go.
Damn. Like, that's crazy. That's sad.
Man, that's just how it is. Like they say, a dude can just come back from shooting another black man, but he'll make sure he park in the right spot so he don't get a ticket.
Right.
Like you making sure you like, yo, what that parking sign say? Oh, you can't park here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. All right, man, let me go. Motherfucker, you just came back from committing a crime, but you, like you said though, you scared of the white man.
But I'm saying the next block over is a rival.
No, that's been but no, that's deep. That's deeper than just that. Just him and Nip, because that been going on. That been going on for years, and it started out as a positive thing. It just got bad over time. Like California, that's just what they do. So that's like preaching to the choir in a way, because if gang started out as protecting the neighborhood from the KKK, like white supremacy groups, it just turned. Then when crack hit the neighborhood, we fighting over the block. You fighting over. You can't sell crack here. I gotta sell crack here. So that's when it turned bad. When it was like drugs came, and then but then the white people brought the drugs in here. All our problems stem from that,
right?
For the most part, but also feel like when we can't fight against them, because you got people who think ain't nothing wrong with them that are our colors, because they gave them some money, they put them in some position of power, so they I got a cousin. So they gave him a couple $1 million. So now he like, well, ain't nothing wrong with them. When the verdict was read, we walked in the house as the verdict was being read. Me and him, I was down in VA visiting my aunt. So we me and him both walk in the house as the verdict is being read. Everybody in the house happy, like, woo, thank God they convicted the cop. Man, he like, this is wrong. That man was doped up out of his mind. And he walked out the house.
Who said
My
that?
cousin. Yo, the whole house happy except him. But white people gave him a couple $1 million because he breed horses. He married a white woman and everything. So so that's what I'm talking about. People like that will be a hindrance to progress for us trying to do what we need to do as a people, because it's like, look, he don't think nothing wrong with him. He think Trump was one of the best presidents we ever had. He felt like George Floyd was doped up and he died from an overdose. The cop didn't do nothing wrong.
Well, you always gonna have like weirdos, man. You always gonna have people like that. Like,
so I was like,
everybody ain't gonna be down. Like,
I'm gonna tell you like this. I mean, everybody got a right to their opinion. I don't never knock how somebody feel. But when it comes to, I know people who like Trump. I personally don't care, because I don't think a Republican or a Democrat is the answer for Black people. I think that Black people too much fall on that who's here to save us, and ain't nobody doing that but us.
Nobody never gonna save us. We gotta save ourselves.
Yeah, I would say to save yourself.
So you know, but it is sad when you could see something with your own eyes, but you could let somebody convince you to believe what they believe, you know,
right?
What I mean? And then think, because he obviously murdered that man. You could tell he was a racist. These things are, listen.
That's like cut dry. That's there already.
I was gonna ask y'all what y'all thought about that girl that got shot.
Man, look, the girl. I don't even think the girl shouldn't. I say they should have tried to disarm her. Like the man said when she was just shot. He said, "Man, that's a fucking kid, bro. Like, you didn't have to kill the kid. It's 3 or 4 of y'all. She got a knife. Look, man, look, y'all could disarm. Y'all could She looked like she was about to stab her, but still, I'm like, look, you could disarm her
right then. She could have killed her if she stabbed her right then.
I don't agree with them killing her for that.
I think that cop should not have killed that girl. At the end of the day, they know how to de-escalate a situation.
They supposed to.
I've seen plenty of videos with white people running around with knives and weapons, and they do not shoot them, and they know how to use the skills that they were taught to take that person down if they have to do that. So for me, when I look at that, you know who I see? I see myself. Why? Because I didn't even see the whole thing. My husband was telling me about it, but I will tell you this. At the end of the day, I was somebody that went through a lot. Like when I first moved from Philly to New York, you know, I was 11 years old. Like, a lot of girls didn't like me, and I would have to fight every day. And these girls would jump me, right? So I started carrying weapons, right? I mean, listen, I'm young. I got girls trying to jump me. And if it's me by myself and it's them, this is not a fair fight.
Right.
So
she called the police.
I started to carry blades and stuff. So then when I got into fights and they jumped me, I started cutting them up. Because what else am I supposed to do? So when I see and hear about this girl that went after somebody with a knife because they was jumping her, I see myself in that. I'm like, that could have been me. I could have died if a cop decided to kill me because I'm trying to defend myself against a bunch of girls who jumping me. She should not be dead right now.
Right.
That doesn't mean that you should take everything don't have to result in taking a life.
Well, when it come to us, when it come to us, because they don't even kill terrorists. When they respond to a terrorist call, they don't kill the terrorist. They disarm the terrorist. When a terrorist was in New York City, they disarmed him. They shot him in the leg. He fell on the ground. They went and arrested him. He just killed 10 people.
Yeah, I was like, why he dumped like 4 or 5 shots on her. I was like, damn, why he shot that many shots? Even if like, he shouldn't have shot at all, but I was like, why you shot that many times?
Man, look,
like,
y'all they got all these means to de-escalate or de-arm someone, especially a little girl. The little girl who called y'all, she called y'all for help. Yeah. She's the one who called the police.
They could have used a taser
because she was afraid at the like you said at the party. They bothered her. She thinks she about to get jumped. She like, shit. Let me call the police. Why you think you call? You don't think you calling police for them to come and kill you?
Yeah. But if he knows it's a kid, that's what I'm saying. Why they didn't use a taser? You even a little beanbag thing?
Because it all goes back to the community policing. It all go back. It all go back. It all go back to the community policing, man. Like, if a cop knew them and knew that neighborhood, they would know that little girl ain't no threat to them. And I mean, she might have been a threat to the girls who was fucking with her, but still, y'all would have known how to de-escalate that situation. If you get out the car and say, hey, all y'all get on the ground, you didn't even do that. No, you didn't even try to give orders to any of them. You saw her with the knife acting up. You don't know what you got called to. You got called to a scene to help a little girl out because she was afraid. Y'all saw her wielding a knife and said, oh shit, we gotta. Man, come on, bro. Like, what? Okay, I got to kill her because she wielding a knife instead of us giving orders saying, everybody on the ground. Then maybe y'all could try to figure out what's going on here. Like that same thing they did with Tamir Rice. I'm like, look, y'all, as soon as y'all show up, within like 6 seconds, y'all didn't kill the little boy.
Yeah, they be ready.
I'm like, damn, you got the gun ready? Dylan Roof killed a whole church and you taking to McDonald's.
You know what that is? That's them playing them damn Call of Duty games all goddamn day.
Who, the cops?
Call of Duty. They do the same shit. On Call of Duty, you hit them all like that. They be shooting like they on Call of Duty on Grand Theft Auto and shit. For real, man. They do what they on now.
They do be on some weird stuff, but like, I don't know, man. I feel like that situation, like we beat it till it's dead. But like, black folk, man, we don't like to be wrongly accused. You know, we don't like stuff like that. And we don't wake up in the morning saying, I can't wait for the opportunity to kill a cop. Like, we more scared of the cops than they should be scared of us. You feel me? At this time, I'm like, shit, cop pull. Look, like they said, we don't even look at the police when they ride past because you don't want to pull you over for something. We on the freeway last night. Yo, my wife in the car. Yo, she speeding and she slow down when we see the cop on the freeway. So she's so damn scared. She still think he looking for her. She like, all right, I think he gonna, because he drove past us. I'm like, see, he ain't gonna bother you. She's so messed up. She like, nah, I think he gonna ride up to the front. He gonna realize he followed the wrong car. He gonna wait for me to come, and then he gonna get behind us and pull us over. I'm like, nah, I don't think he gonna do no shit like that, man. I ain't never heard of nothing like that. But like, I was like, I don't know. You never know these days what they gonna do. But she was shook, boy. I was like, you don't worry about that cop, man. But
yeah, if cops were doing their job correctly to protect and serve, then we should feel safe when we see them.
That's a fact, and we do not feel safe.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But yeah, I say I guess it's a we'll see when the verdict come. Like a lot of people say we shouldn't be celebrating at all because there's a lot of work that we still, like you said, it's a lot of work we still need in the black community. So the celebrations are probably a little premature. But I was like, shit, let us have this one right now. You know, we don't really. They say 5% of all cops on trial get convicted, and it's probably one of the first ones where a cop was convicted of murder for an unarmed suspect. You know, like, I mean, you might have some cops that might have got in trouble with a person had a knife or something, but this was somebody who wasn't armed at all. And they say if that little girl didn't take her phone out, he wouldn't have probably got convicted.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part about it.
But look, right after the verdict, 2 other black people were murdered from police officers.
Mm-hmm.
So really, I mean, yes, it's nice to see that because they know this world would have been tore up again. They know people was ready for them streets, and they weren't ready for that. They got other plans with they vaccines and shit. So they trying to make sure that things be in place for what other agendas they have. I don't think that the reason that this man was not worried, there's a reason that he's not. And we're going to find out because Tom will always tell everything.
What's up with the vaccine? Why you mention it like that? You don't believe in it? They got a vaccine rap song about to come out. Hey, look, they got a rap. They gonna have a fucking vaccine rap song. They gonna have all y'all dancing to the clinic to get y'all shit. Like, hey.
Well, nah, I ain't really.
I got the first shot already of Pfizer though.
I ain't fucking with that. I don't trust anything coming. You can't tell me when all of a sudden did y'all really start caring about the people. I don't trust any type of vaccine that they give. So for me, listen, I know a lot of people that got it. Yeah, shoot, my mom got it. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking anybody who get it, but I'm telling you, for me, I don't trust it at all. But there will become a time where everybody is going to be expected to get it, or they're going to shut shit down. You can't go here, you can't fly, your kids can't go to school, you can't go into these type of events. If you can't prove that you got that vaccine, then you won't be allowed to do certain things. They're going to start cutting people's social security benefit. All of that stuff is going to happen.
Oh, you gonna get your black ass in here.
You got that vaccine. So for me, if you go into that extreme, because you're not doing with it with all the other stuff, and there's things that's killing other people too, just like COVID. But if you're doing it for that, then there's a reason. There's definitely a reason.
But did you take the? I never took the flu vaccine. Did y'all take the flu vaccine?
I ain't take it every year. I mean, it was something like if I was in the mood to go and get it, I would. But
yeah, so I never
really take it
like that. So that's why I don't really want to take one.
But I ain't take the flu because they would tell you it gave it to you.
I didn't want the flu. Like this, I used to take the flu vaccine every year. I was and I used to get sick every year, real bad with the flu. My husband was in the military. He always tell me, don't fuck with that. Excuse my language. I gotta stop cursing. He always tell me, don't mess with that stuff, and there's a reason for it, right? Okay.
Right, because you're gonna get sick. I never took it because you got sick from it.
It's deeper than just that, okay?
But you know what it is? It's the strain of the flu.
Like, no, okay, I'm gonna stop taking the vaccine, and when I stop, guess what? I stopped.
Quit getting sick.
I stopped. Yeah,
but the flu vaccine is a strain of the flu. They put it in.
Yeah, they giving it to you to kill it.
They tell you that it's going to protect you from certain strains, which means if there's a different strain, you're not even protected from that.
Right.
So
you got to get that shot next year. You got to wait till next year and get that shot.
I ain't dealing with the shots at all, but y'all want to do that, you go ahead. I ain't messing with it.
Hey, look, my boy made a commercial today. He was like, we're going to be on them infomercials in 5 years. If you had a loved one who took the COVID vaccine, you may be entitled to compensation.
Shit, I'm telling. We'll find out.
And you know what? I took it on some, man, I don't know, man. I took it on some weird shit. Actually, I took it because I'm the oldest of all my siblings, and I felt like somebody got to be the tip of the spear. You know, me and Paul was in the Marines. That's how we met. And I was just on some like,
Hold up. Whoa. You was in the military?
We both were.
And you took that? All right. Oh, snap. Okay.
Yeah, we both. But look, I just took it on some. It was just like a man. I don't know.
You ain't take it.
Nah.
He almost did. Don't let him do that. No.
I had signed up for it. He had an appointment. 100. I had signed up for it, but then I just changed my mind because like I signed up for it. Then me and my wife was like, "Yo, let's just watch some videos on it before we do it." So we just started watching all the videos on YouTube about it. And we was like, hell no. Like you watch that shit, you gonna be like, oh.
Hey, the only thing I do regret it in a way, I was just down south, like I was telling y'all, Southern Virginia. Them motherfuckers don't be wearing no mask. They're like, yo, why you got your damn mask on? I'm like, I come from New York City, bro. Everybody got that shit on. He's like, man, take that damn mask off. Everywhere I went. So I was in a Waffle House and an alert came out. You know how they send one of them big broadcast alerts to everybody's phone?
Yeah.
In the Waffle House, there's probably like 20 people in there. All the phones start buzzing. It said, everybody come and get your COVID-19 vaccine. Everybody that motherfucker start laughing like, man, we ain't getting no damn vaccine out here. We don't want no blood clots. I'm like, yo, what the hell am I at, man? Like, yeah, so they don't agree, they don't trust it, they don't agree with it, and them white and black folk, they like, we ain't taking it. I'm like, damn, man, maybe I shouldn't have took it. If all these people down here, they walk around with no mask on, they doing all right. I ain't feel sick.
Because the second one's gonna be worse. I said you still got time because the second one's gonna be worse.
But I'm like, if you took one already, and you don't take the second one, what's gonna happen?
None, shit. You just don't take it. Because the second one's gonna be worse.
And then on the flip side, I ain't never had strep throat in my life. We driving down to Virginia, my throat hurt. I'm like, yo, why my throat hurt? I go to the ER, they like, yo, you got strep throat. I'm like, man, I ain't never had that. I ain't never had that before. I'm like, so somebody's like, my cousin gonna say it's because that damn vaccine. That vaccine gonna open you up to new stuff. So I'm like, damn, did the vaccine open up to where I can get affected by strep throat? Because I've never had that before, and I
heard that vaccine changes your DNA.
But there's nothing that can change your DNA. What they are trying to do, they try to introduce an RNA. The U.S. has never been able to introduce an RNA inside of a human body, which is what they're trying to do with the vaccine. But it can't change your DNA because these niggas would be like, yo, I'm taking that shit because I just committed a crime and they're looking for me and I want my shit to be changed.
I don't know if
but I don't think it could change your DNA.
Like
no, they said that the one I said, the Johnson & Johnson, that's why I was telling you before. It do. What's your
DNA though?
The Pfizer and the Moderna, they the ones like it's just basically injecting the virus in you. But the Johnson & Johnson, they got that shit from fetal tissue. And they said they put it in you, and they said it changes your genetic makeup. So if you said change your genetic makeup, that shit sound like some DNA shit to me. Because they trying to changing your DNA.
That's a myth. Man, that's a myth. It can't change your damn shit. It cannot change your genetic makeup.
I showed you.
So you telling me that if you take the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, your whole genetic makeup gonna change, and like now when you have a kid, your kid might not even look like you now because your genetics is all messed up.
They're changing it so it can block that virus. That's what it's changing. I showed you this video. Yeah, you probably didn't.
I looked at it, but then I looked at it and then I Googled it and it said that was one of the myths of the COVID of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine and altering someone's DNA or genetic makeup. I mean, look, I can't say it's true or not.
Do you trust the government?
Who said that? Who said it was a myth?
It was just a website where man, you ain't the only person that's probably saying that. A lot of people saying that. Oh, I don't know the name of the website. I didn't bookmark it, but I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying, like, I can't say it's true and I can't say it's false. Like, and no, I don't really trust the government like that. I'll put it like this. I do not trust the government. I do work for the government though. But I can't say like it's gonna alter my genetic makeup and be confident in saying that.
Did they make you take the vaccine? Did you have
no?
Choice?
You know why? The VA gave me the vaccine. They texted me one day and was like, "Look, you eligible." I was like, "Look, I must be old." I said, I must be old if them motherfuckers texting me saying I'm eligible for the vaccine. So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go down there. But then they was like, yo, have your wife come down too. I was like, damn, y'all gonna give her the vaccine too? So she went down. She almost didn't do it though, but look, and she didn't get no symptoms after. I was messed up the next day.
I'm telling you. When them zombies start walking the street, man, you might be one of them. I don't know. Yo.
Hey, we gonna be on the right side of the thing though. If we the zombies, y'all gonna be scared of us. Nigga. Y'all gonna be. They gonna be like, oh. Hey, we had a dude on last night. He was talking about something like he believe in like and everybody it's always a higher power and stuff like that. But he was saying he believe in like shadow people. Like he says, these people that guide us through life, you know, they could guide us to bad things, they could guide us to good things. And I was like, damn, that was deep because I never thought about that. But I do believe, like Paul said, what is that just a spirit though? Could it just be a spirit? Like everybody got that, but I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know, man. This COVID thing, y'all got me.
You know, people gonna believe what they want. It's just like religion, right? Everybody got a different religion. They believe in it. It's their truth. Whatever floats their boat. True. But at the end of the day, one thing we know is we live and we die, and we know that we all got a spirit that keeps our body moving, right? When the spirit leaves the body can't move. right? So spirit is real. We know that for a fact, right?
Right.
We don't know what happens after that. So everything from this point on will always be speculation. When will we ever be able to prove any of that? When?
Did you see Sausage Party?
Sausage Party?
You didn't watch that movie?
No.
Yo, you watched it, Poe?
I can't say.
Hey, look.
What did
Nah,
that
hey,
have
look.
to do with
No,
any of
look.
that, yo?
Because Sausage Party was a movie about a grocery store
Uh-huh.
where all the foods in the grocery store were people who all their life they've been going to church, which is wait and they waiting. You know how some black folk go to church, wait to die because they want to see what's happening next. They want to go meet the Lord. All these foods, they go to church and they want to. So now they want to see what's next. They want to meet their maker. So what happens is they want to be purchased from the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
So they do whatever they can, make themselves look presentable to be purchased from the store, because once they get purchased, they finna go to the afterlife because it is what it is, right? Yo, they get purchased, and the only thing happen is the owner eat their ass. Yo, they so happy to get to the house, and all the people do is put mustard and ketchup on the hot dog, and the hot dog is so happy, like, ooh, we finna go. Man, all they did was stay in the people's stomach and get shit out in the toilet.
Oh my God.
they had food that represented all religions. Like, you had the Muslim, which was like a bottle of damn mayonnaise. You had the Christians. You had the Catholics. All of them was represented in the food. People didn't watch it because of the title, Sausage Party. But that shit was like, it could be deep if you look at it, because it's like, yo, what if we all waiting to get to this thing and nothing?
Well,
happens?
I don't follow religion. I mean, I was in the church real heavy, but I'm not a religious person. So for me, I'm more on a spiritual level with things. I don't believe in no religion at all. So that's just my take on it.
You believe in God. You just don't believe in religion?
Absolutely. I believe in God, a higher power, not a God of a white or even a color. I believe in spiritual, right? Mm-hmm. Spiritually. That's what I believe, that God is a spirit. My beliefs, right? A lot of times, I just think that man will create anything. And we do, you know what I mean? That's why we have 1,000 different churches, 1,000 different religions, and everybody.
You got 1,000 different Bibles now too.
Huh?
You got 1,000 different Bibles now too. I'm like, absolutely. Dang, what Bible you reading out of?
And you can't tell people who believe in that is not true, right? Yeah. But at the end of the day, you know, religion, people believe in it so much, but that's another thing that just really keeps us separated. Because everybody, they all believe in something different. But, you know, it doesn't matter what they believe, because nobody could ever really prove what really happens to you after death. What we do know is what we see. You could be burnt, you could get cremated, you could get buried into the ground. Your body could, you know, this is just the shell, right? And again, when the spirit leaves the body, the shell just, what happens, unless you preserve the body in some way. But that's the only thing that we know right now.
Yeah, you could come back as a little badass 2-year-old that look at you like this. You like, damn, how she know to do all that at 2 years old? Because she's somebody else.
Yo, I do be feeling like that people do come back as somebody else, but we don't really know that. But sometimes sometimes it's like, all right, what makes sense? Because it is true. Even when babies come out, it's like we really deprogram them. They have no fear. They don't know racism. They don't know anything. Right. They only know what we start teaching them. They come out with their hearts already beating, already blinking, knowing how to suck. They don't have to be.
They know how to swim. They know how to do all that.
How to do certain things. And yeah, so we actually deprogramming these babies and making them into, you know, who they are. Just like what happened to us, like fear. My son used to walk on stuff and walk right on the edge and just like he was gonna fall. Wasn't even afraid. It's just like telling the kid, don't touch that, it's hot. They still touch it. You learn it's hot when you touch it, but they're not afraid at first. There's no fear. That's why when
kids fall, sometimes you say don't say nothing. Because when you do say something or you panic, then they start panicking and crying. But when I got a 1-year-old, he fall. If I don't say nothing, he don't cry. If he fall and my wife say, he'd be like, he start crying. So I'm like, Why did he cry when you said something, but he don't cry when we be quiet about it? Just let him do his thing.
Yeah. It's deep.
Look, you got to come back. You got to come back on, man. We got this is why we do what we do too.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we start talking to people, man, the time fly by,
right.
and we've been booking 2 people a night. So sometimes we got to start looking at the lineup and seeing who might give us the best conversation and move them to the 10 o'clock slot, so we don't have no time or whatever. But but yeah, we appreciate you. You're gonna have to come back. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. I appreciate y'all for allowing me to be on here. Guys, make sure anybody checking in, y'all follow me on Instagram. I'm Ladi Miz. I spell lady with an I, so that's LADIMIZ.
Wait, why is that?
Huh?
Why you spell it with an I?
Ebonics.
Oh. I thought you would give me something deep.
No, ain't nothing deep. Just Ebonics. You know what I'm saying? From the hood.
It's too many with Y. I'm gonna just change it to an I.
Let me stop. But yeah, Ladi Miz, y'all can catch me there. Check out my podcast, From the Ground Up Productions, and also listen. Look out. You said you in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
We got a lot of shows coming up. The next one we're gonna have June 19th. If that's Father's Day, I got it right. We'll have Dies Effects performing, and who else is gonna be there? Will Tracks and a couple other people. So that's June 19th. Anybody looking for tickets, you can hit me up. Make sure y'all hit me up because I'm gonna be having a lot of different things going on for that. And this Saturday we got the legends, right? We always, and I'm gonna get it. I know y'all gotta go, so let me say this real quick. We always want to make sure that we give our flowers to the people while they still here. And also we can, in our culture, especially in hip hop, we tend to like neglect and throw away the older artists, but we're not about that. So we're going to change that mentality. Right, this Saturday we got Melly Mel performing. Okay, we got T-Ski Valley. We have Spoonie G, and we got Peter Wayne. He's a 3-time Apollo winner, and he used to sing with Whitney Houston and stuff. These guys have been doing it for a long time, and Melly Mel is an icon. He's you know what I mean, in hip hop. So we got him this. Is that
in Brooklyn?
No, this is going to be in Middletown, New York.
Okay.
Middletown from Brooklyn is about 1 hour and 20 minutes away. Okay, so we right over that Tappan Zee Bridge, and you come a little further up, and that's where we at. But listen, it's not just going to be here. There's different events happening all over. I'm just telling you about the ones that I'm involved in. So just keep a lookout for Diamond Access events, which is gonna be me, my husband From the Ground Up, my husband Ray, big shout out to him, and Doug Oliver, who we also are doing business with. So we got a lot of different shows coming up. So I just want to tell y'all to look out for that. Follow me on all my social medias, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, mainly Instagram, because that's where I post my business stuff.
All right. One love. Be good. Salute.
All right. Peace.
All right.
We right back. Oh, we gotta hurry up.